we keep, after having been in the city of Irving, Texas for 38 years, I know most of the community leaders, and so Calvary Church is closely connected with the public school system and with the police department and with the medical care facilities and with city government, with all of those areas in doing outreach ministries that benefit the residents of our city. I meet every Wednesday morning at a breakfast of business people in the city that really has no agenda except to come together and have breakfast and talk about how we can better the city. And there are about 50 community leaders that meet every week in that breakfast. I'd like to also say that one of the great things that Pastor Ben brought to the table when he came back on our staff was the restructuring of our church staff, because I empowered him to manage all personnel and all ministry with my oversight to make any personnel changes that he felt that he would make. And my word to him was, do what you would do if I were not here. Let me approve it before we do it. And so essentially, he has, in 3 years, changed our staff completely, almost a total turnover. And he's built the greatest team of brilliant, young, innovative strategists and passionate soul winners that I've ever had the privilege of working with.
You know, and I think that's critical. I want to just jump in here real quick when I say that it is so important. I'm just talking to young leaders, but it's so important in times like this, where there are a whole lot of great churches like Calvary that I really believe God wants those churches to continue. And the fact is, many times young leaders will come in and feel like, the only way we're going to get anything done is if we get the guy who's been there so long out of the way so we can do what we have to do. But the fact is, the guy that's got the influence to spend is the very guy that we want to get rid of, and that is a terrible move. And the fact is, we have to come alongside and the Bible talks about heart of the fathers being turned toward the children, children turned toward the father, that there's a coming together and a working together and allowing that leader to spend influence and honoring that leader and being able to come alongside where he gives the freedom and at the same time is spending the influence and backing us, because there's no way we could do it without him being willing to spend the influence like he's doing and bringing people who've been there a long time in this journey, this process of change. And then also to young guys, you got to be willing to process, to enjoy the process and not get frustrated and walk it out every day, just like your pastor has for year after year after year. You got to say, I'm willing to process as well, because the cool thing is when you do it right and you're able to work together, you trust that your pastor knows where, as we would say, where the bodies are buried. You know where the mess is, because there's stuff buried. There's stuff buried out there.
You know where not to be digging around.
You know where not to be digging. And what happens is young guy's going to get killed, trying to dig up something he shouldn't be digging up. So, but it goes back to trust, and that is a huge deal. And I can say in my context that I absolutely trust my leader and everything that
it's mutual trust,
that goes on. But if you don't have that, it's over. You might as well forget it. But that's been a powerful deal for our church, for the young generation to see that, my goodness, we can honor, we can celebrate. There's a father in the house, and they can come along with that. I think it goes the same way with the others, that they see it coming together.
Well, and the longer we're together, the younger the church gets. I'm 73 years old right now, and I'm pastoring the most youthful congregation that I've pastored in 30 years. It's just incredible. We have more young people coming all of the time because of just exactly what Ben has recited.
Yeah, very cool.